Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mafia Roundtable. This is Dominic Sicali. This story, I'm going to go back from one of my first arrests. I was with a gentleman, Michael Hippie, who I had spoke about recently, put a bad label on me. This shows the character of Michael. Not that, from what I know of, he never cooperated with law enforcement, but it just shows somebody being soft, doesn't have the heart, especially when you're locked up. Back in the day, I would say it was maybe 1996, 86, 86 or 80, 86, 85, 86. I was hanging around Burke Avenue, which is around Allenton Road in the Bronx. And we were looking to get we already had a crack spot on the corner. We just took over a after hours club. And that's for a later story. Patsy Perillo was involved in that one, became a Genovese captain, I'm pretty sure he is currently. Danny Dimes, there was a bunch of us. Like I said, I always stayed with older guys. Guy Ralph Talentino. I had a brother, Anthony Talentino, who was killed. And lo and behold, more than likely, yours truly killed him, Vinny Basciano. Vinny had a lot of murders under his belt that you'll be hearing in later podcasts. Also, this one time I was with Michael Hippie, Ralph Talentino. I just had gotten a package of heroin, so we're looking to put a heroin spot in Allenton Avenue. We found the location. It was a park. It was out of our area because you don't want to do that in our home area. It was just taboo. But I would sell it in our area, outside of our area. To me, it didn't matter at that time. So we're looking for a location. Hippie's driving. Hippie has a gun on him. It's in the car. It's actually, I think, in the glove box or in the passenger seat. I'm not too sure. As we're checking out the location, there's a stop sign with a cop sitting adjacent around the corner in the police car. Hippie goes right through the stop sign. I'm like, oh, what the fuck you doing? There's a cop there. He didn't even realize it. He was too busy looking at the spot where we said we'll post the guys up. And all of a sudden, cop car turns around, pulls us over, takes us out of the car. Now, 3 Italians. We don't belong in that area of Allenton Avenue. It was mixed, but we stood out like a sore thumb. The cop has us outside the car, searching the car. All of a sudden, he finds the gun. It was Hippie's gun. So that's all he found. And with that, goes to where he asks whose gun it is. Of course, nobody said anything. Hippie didn't say, hey, it's my gun. But he arrests us all. So now we all go into the precinct. And they asked, well, if somebody says whose gun it is, we'll let everybody go. None of us are talking, not even Hippie. Hippie didn't turn around and say, my gun. So if it was me, my gun, I don't want to be in jail, but you know what? Officer, it's my gun. Let my friends go. And that's cool. He was nervous. First time getting locked up, obviously. And while we're in the cells, we're all separated. We're getting ready to go down to central booking, but we wound up staying there for 3 days before we went down to central booking. And Hippie wound up getting a cellmate. So in the interim, they have the 3 of us separated, but we're in cells next to each other where we could reach over. And Hippie said, Dom, could you do me a favor? He takes his chain off. Could you hold my chain? Sure, give me a chain, pal. We're friends at the time. I take his chain, I put it on. And, it's nervous. It's first time in jail. But you see somebody's true colors, like, really, you're afraid somebody comes in the fucking cell? Fuck them up. But I guess, it took a while for him to grow balls. Or maybe when he got his badge, they became a made member. Now he could puff his chest out because now he's Superman. He has his badge on. So as we're sitting there, too, we're in the jail cell. Just going back and forth. And like I said, this was one of my first arrests. All of a sudden, we're in there the second day. They already gave us our phone calls. We made all our phone calls. The cop comes, Italian cop, says, here, hands me a big shopping bag. This is for you. My mother came to the prison, the jail. She wanted to see me. They wouldn't let her in the back, but she brought all sandwiches, sodas, everything. The cop gave it to me. I passed it out to the guys. So we had our cold cuts, our sandwiches. Then when we went for arraignment, Hippie, Ralph Talentino, they get out on their own recognizance, and they hit me with a $500 bail. So I didn't have $500 on me. So it looks like I might be going up to Rikers Island. But lo and behold, Sally Larker, who's also a Genovese soldier, his father was there, Larker Sr., who back in the day was a major heroin trafficker with Maddie Madonna. That's for a later time, that story. He was there. He posted up the $500 bail for me, and I was bailed out. So with that also, later on in life, and the end result was with that case, Hippie wound up fessing up. It was his gun. So they dropped my charges. They dropped Ralph's charges, and Hippie wound up getting 5 years probation, I think. 4 or 5 years. I'm pretty sure it was 5 years. But later on in life, when this is after I robbed Hippie, and when I was in jail, I heard Hippie shot somebody in the neighborhood. Hippie shot this guy 9 times, close range. The guy was on the floor. He was over him, putting bullets in him. And the guy lived. So that was our stand-in joke. Wow. You go to kill somebody, you hit him 9 times up close. He shot him, I think it was the pinky, the thumb, the big toe, small toe. So that was just the type of caliber he was. Always around a big group of people. Always needed the people, the backing of other people. And that's when Hippie would fight or do things, when he had a group around him. I myself didn't need groups. There'll be stories I'll be telling about the Albanians. Went in there by myself where, Dom, you want to go back, come back with you. I don't need guys. I'm here with you, right? Yeah. And I did what I had to do. So those are stories that are coming down the pipeline. But this is just another, for instance, of Hippie, who he was, and my relationship with him. And then obviously it soured because of what happened, him putting a bad label on me, because that was the only way he could get back at me. So if you like this story, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We have many more content to come. We'll keep on putting out quality stuff, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. Everybody have a wonderful evening, morning, and afternoon. Much love. Peace out.